Hey everybody, when you're looking at your opportunity to dominate in Dominoes and yes, you need to know the vocabulary. So make sure that you are looking at the vocabulary, understanding it in context, and studying it together so that when you play Dominoes and yes, you can dominate. So for example, if you're talking about appropriations is always about spending money. Of course, there is authorization. Usually authorization is a higher level, meaning you can spend this much. And the appropriations, because we only have so much discretionary money, discretionary spending is an important thing. Discretionary money is appropriations, and that's usually a lower number than the authorization. There is an actual appropriations committee, although committees in certain public policy areas, they also have not only authorizing ability, but also appropriations recommendations through their committees and the legislation they pass. Let's see what else we got there. We have the markup, of course. In that committee that I just mentioned, there might be a markup. It's sometimes called the chairman's mark. This is where the actual work of Congress gets done. In other words, what they do is they sit around in the committee, they take the actual bill, they mark it up, they add things, they subtract things, they amend it in different ways so that they get what they want in the bill. Sometimes that makes it more likely to pass. Sometimes it makes it less likely to pass, where members add things that they know are going to be unsuccessful with the passage of a bill. But it's where the real work of Congress gets done. It's not on the floor of the House or the floor of the Senate where great speeches are given. It's really in the committees, in the subcommittees, where they craft the bills and they add and subtract. It's called the markup, or they literally mark up the bill. Now, if that bill gets a hearing, then it might also get a vote, and if it's voted out of the committee and it goes to the full chamber, it might pass there. In the other chamber, there might be a similar bill that passes, but in order for a bill to go directly or go to the president, it has to be exactly the same for his signature or veto. And I say he because it's always been he so far, the president. In order to get the exact same bill, what's formed is what's called a conference committee, where the leadership picks members from one chamber and the other, and they go and try to work out the differences so that they can report one bill back to their chambers, and then there is an up or down vote, meaning that there are no amendments. You either vote it up or down in your chamber, and if you vote it up in both chambers, it goes to the president. If one chamber votes it down, that is the end of the bill. And there are lots of different ways to kill a bill. One way to kill a bill in the Senate is through a filibuster. Because the Senate does not have a rules committee like the House, which determines how long each bill will be debated and who will control that time, each senator is essentially an island to himself or herself, and they can get the floor and talk as long as they want to. That can lead to a filibuster. A filibuster is a tactic to try to kill a bill by talking it to death. And of course, the only ways to stop that filibuster from happening is if the individual member decides to stop, if the member gives up the floor, or if there is a vote of cloture. A cloture vote, 60 votes or more, that say we are going to stop the debate, which means stop the filibuster, and then we will go to a vote. So cloture is a vote on whether or not to vote. If it passes, we go to a vote on the bill that's being filibustered. If it fails, then the filibuster continues. What else can we talk about? I guess another way to kill a bill is to put a hold on it. Usually holds are more likely to be seen when we're talking about nominations by the president. A senator from the state that the person was nominated, where they come from, that senator might put a hold. Remember, every senator is like an island to themselves, and they can put a hold on someone's nomination. That's another way to kill a bill. One way that the president cannot kill a bill is through the line item veto, because the Supreme Court has ruled on this and said that the president has the ability to veto and the ability to sign, but not on the same bill. A line item veto was ruled unconstitutional on the national level because the president can either sign or veto, but he can't do both on the same bill. So those are some things that you need to know about some of the vocabulary in the AP Government Dominoes and Yes. I hope that you and your team dominate. Everybody should be ready. Everybody should be ready and willing to play the game because you get some points and you could win Congress by playing Dominoes Yes.